shape up today. Edges, all the sides get shaped up, and I gotta do my eyebrows too, and then I'll be, in the physical appearance space that I want to be in. But just checking in. I want to bring something to your attention. Whoops, my bad. At some point in the sisterhood, or in any relationship in your life, there has to be an evaluation. And one of my boundaries that I'm implementing in my personal relationships with my girlfriends is it's not the fault of my girlfriends. It's who I am as an individual, where I don't do anything half-assed, right? And I realize that there's a thin line between love and hate. But what I've been doing and practicing actually for quite some time now is taking inventory on a reevaluation aspects of my friendships with my sisters. And one thing that I've noticed is that I cannot be in a toxic relationship with you. And here's what I mean by that. If you are in a toxic relationship, there's a time limit I have on that. Not with me, with your significant other, be it male or female. I'm not even speaking on fucking genders. I'm speaking on facts, reality, actuality, whichever kind of way you want to interpret it. I want you to understand that I am not going to remain in a relationship with you and you are in a relationship with a toxic individual. Because toxicity, like most other energies, are contagious. It starts to spill out, it starts to spill over. Years on end, I begin to question your authenticity of our friendship. Because, again, years on end, if the relationship is progressively getting worse, with no signs of improvement, I begin to question, how do you feel about yourself? Your sense of self-worth. And if at some point it doesn't line up, I'm going to have to remove myself from the friendship. With no disrespect, no bad feelings, no negative vibes. It's just as simple as, if you can stay in a toxic relationship that is taking away from your quality of life, it is, and I don't want to hear that shit about, your significant other doesn't define who you are and all of that other shit, and you're two separate people. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't care how well you practice it. If you are in a relationship that is not healthy for you, and that is not helping you be the best version of yourself, and that you can evolve in, I start to question how you feel about yourself. And if you are having any self-worthy, self-value type of issues, then there is no way that we can have a healthy sisterhood or a healthy friendship. Because if you don't love yourself, how the fuck could you love me as a sister and as a friend? And how can we continue to grow our sisterhood and have longevity and fucking have a healthy relationship where we can also assist in bringing out the best in one another and grow as a friendship? How can we do that? Most of your time is not consumed with the well-being of yourself or of your kids, but trying to maintain a relationship that is obviously not just unhealthy, but is one-sided, and it is fucking dying. Alright? And the only thing that is keeping it alive is you. And if you don't love yourself enough to see that you deserve better than spiraling downward or going towards an emotional breakdown, trying to sustain a fucking fucked up ass relationship because you're in love, I refuse to be a witness to that kind of situation or relationship. I refuse to be a witness to it. I refuse to be a part of it. And I'm not. I'm just not. Those days is fucking over with. As someone who sincerely loves you as a sister, someone that we're decided that we would bond as such, or whether we are from the same, we share the same parents, we share the same bloodline. It is very hard on every level to watch someone you love also get mistreated to the point that it is totally stripping them of their self-love, their self-dignity, their spirituality. It is depleting them. It's hard to stand by and sit back and watch that. Now, I know there's a whole lot of backlash you get from that, you know, or I could get from that, you know, because everybody have a different definition of love, and everybody have a different definition of friendships. And, you know, some people tend to think that friendships or friends and sisters are someone that's going to be there for you no matter what. And as true as that may be, there are still conditions to what no matter what is. I don't have to, quote unquote, wait for something tragic to happen, like for you to sleep with my man or steal from me or betray me. You know, I'm not waiting on that. I cannot either idly stand by and try to continuously reinstill faith in you where you have none in yourself and in the Creator or the God that you serve. While you just allow someone outside of yourself to put you in a state of mind where you feel like that is the only treatment you're willing to accept. That's the only treatment that you're willing to deserve. And that is the only treatment, like that is your standard for a relationship, for someone to mistreat you. And I am not talking about motherfucking regular arguments. I'm not talking about regular couple shit. If you're an adult and you're watching this channel, you've had experiences with relationships. At this point in your life, you have had fucking experiences with relationships, so you understand what the fuck I'm saying. Because oftentimes when a relationship is in a turmoil state where there's like really no fixing it, you know it's really no fixing it, you're just in a state of fucking like, you know, refusal to believe it or in denial. I have to step back for my own peace, my own sanity, my own energy, my own self. And you know, if it's difficult for you to understand, that's just, you know, I don't know what to really say, because I'm not trying to soothe you over, and I'm really not trying to get you to understand. I'm trying to explain to you where I am and implementing healthy boundaries for myself in my friendships and any other relationships that's coming along in my life or that I have in my life. I'm sharing with you all levels of growth through healing. And it's nothing that you have to take on. If it doesn't work for you, that's totally understandable. It doesn't work for you. You know, it's okay if it doesn't work for you. But this channel is about healing, and this is what I feel works for me. This is what works for me, because in the past, it could be very well because I'm an empath that lacked boundaries at one point. And the people that I considered my friends at the time, I loved them wholly and purely and really, really wanted what's best for them. But I have learned in my past breakup from that toxic ass Judas, I've learned in that breakup that you can't want something for someone else more than they want it for themselves. And so in the past, I have drained myself and my energy trying to get into the energy of my friends to explain to them how valuable they are. And this does not apply to every friend. It does not. Only some particular. How valuable they are as a person. How valuable they are to me. And how I don't necessarily have all of the answers, but I know that there's been a drastic change in who they are. And it worries me. And it concerns me. And that I would like for them to seek some type of therapy if our conversations isn't enough. I would like for them to seek some type of help. You know, that you need to reevaluate this relationship. I'm sorry that, you know, he's doing this to you. I'm sorry that you're hurt, friend. You know, you're hurting, and it hurts me that you're hurting, and I really want you to do better. I want you to feel better, even if that means separation. And it was just you would have thought that I was fucking in the relationship too, the way I felt, because I really felt bad for my friend. And so in not just reevaluating my friendships and taking inventory, but in evaluating my own self, who I am to people, my role, not overplaying my role, because I had a habit of doing that too, overplaying my role. But the sad part about it is I really didn't feel like it was a role. It's a part of who I am. And so in who I am, because I know that I love so hard, and I know that I may care too much, I need to preserve my energy, myself, my emotions. I need to take a sincere step back, and a way for me to be able to do that is to not overextend myself and step back, step out, step away from the friendship. And it's also an ugly truth to say that, you know, or that some people will look at this video and say, you know, well, that's fucked up because ain't nobody perfect. It's not about being perfect. Human decency is not perfection. You know, adulting is not perfection. And as being a middle-aged woman, I like to think, I like to believe, and I like to be assured in saying that I think we've reached a point, or should have reached a point, that toxicity in any relationship is a fucking no-go. From the men that we're dating, to friendships, to even our motherfucking kids. And you cannot ever be afraid to challenge the dynamics of the relationship in any way if it means self-preservation. Someone that I was dating, as I say, wanted to be a part of my story so bad, you know. And I say that because people, you know, we're adults, we're all adults, and we're well aware of what it is that we're doing. And so he's someone that I was dating because, you know, again, I had to reevaluate and take a step back. I had to decide for myself what would work best for me. And the reason why I say he wanted to be a part of my story so bad is because, you know, the effort that was put forth was, it was what I wanted and what I expected in dating an adult, you know. So it was really cool. I was like, wow, you know, okay, this is an adult. This is a grown man, and I can appreciate that. And, you know, of course, though, that's also the honeymoon phase. So you start to see characteristics that, you know, make you say to yourself, okay, hold on a minute. Perhaps I need to back up and reevaluate this thing, and perhaps I need to look at it from another perspective. And I owe it to myself to listen to myself and at least do that, and not want something or someone outside of myself so bad that I'm willing to ignore myself or the red flags or whatever it is that's causing you to be in this uncomfortable space to begin with. So, you know, never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. Too often I played it small to myself. You know, at my first thought on a lot of situations, I would play it small and say to myself, but me? Nah, that can't be right. Nah, I'm bugging. Nah. Why would somebody act like that with me? Why would somebody feel that way about me? Why would he be jealous of me? Why would, you question yourself. Why would he be infatuated with me? Why would she be envious of me? Don't ever second guess yourself. Stop doing that shit. Stop playing it small like your energy ain't that motherfucking big when it is. Toot your own motherfucking horn. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, right? A lot of times, the shit that we think it ain't, after you do the mathematical equations and the math start mathing, or after you waste some time and revelations come into play, you start to realize that the shit you thought it ain't was exactly what the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? And so, before I get to going off-ish, with my thought process and conclusions, that is some of the healthy boundaries that I'm implementing. Some of them I have to revisit because I had implemented them before, and then when you start to feel a way about people, when you start to love them, you're able to have some of those barriers come down, or some of them walls come down. And so because of that, I have to re-implement, I have to revisit some of the things, and it's just all a part of growth. And I wish you to keep growing, and the only way to keep growing is to keep healing. And remember that everything that you heal, every chapter that you close and you're able to move forward from, you're healing generations. So you're breaking curses and implementing new, anew, and new traditions simply by healing. So I wish you much peace and love and newness in your healing journey. But whatever you do, don't stop. Keep going.